Okay, Oval fans, I am back. I was in absolutely no rush to do these reviews. Now, let me just say up front, it is Saturday, November 1st, and if I do return to reviewing the Oval, my reviews will be up in a timely manner. Sorry about that. It's just that these episodes were so dry, both of them, that it just felt pointless to review them. But a lot of people are like, "Yo, where are the reviews at? Are you done with your?" I'll give it like 4 episodes. All right. I'm not really going to count these first two because they're so late, so I don't expect these videos to do very well. But next week, I will watch the episode coming on the 4th and have the review up by the 5th. If that video does as well as the one on the 11th and the 18th, I will review the rest of the season. If they don't do well, then I'm done with the show. Unless BET or somebody reaches out and pays me to do it. But on your mark, episode 12 from season 6, I give it the same score as Sisters, a 2 out of 10. Even though in theory it should be a negative if I put Sisters a bit more entertaining. This episode just demonstrated that, yeah, I think I see why they gave us 2 episodes in 1 week, because maybe, just maybe, this episode along with episode 13, the fight for power, they figured, yeah, these episodes are a bit slow and the show's been gone so long, we'll double up on the boring stuff, so then the following week we'll have one banger. And I ain't gonna lie, the preview for next week does look kind of good. So before moving forward, please take a moment to hit like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Please follow my new channel, Exploring My Faith. You can find a link to that on the home screen of this channel. And I need to update the description box and everything, so you might find it down there too. But either way, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers over there, so please help out. We're close to 100 right now. And I still need to do like a full official launch, so that should help get the numbers up. But I'm doing this kind of semi-lengthy intro because this review probably won't be more than 10 minutes. Okay. So Nancy's being interrogated, and the fake footage that was doctored by Sam and maybe his people to make it seem like Nancy was the one that did in Richard's father is going to put her behind bars. And in the midst of finding out this horrific news, Nancy breaks down and she needs her inhaler because she's having like an anxiety attack. And the woman doesn't believe she has asthma, but it's like, look, when you're behind bars in your cell, we'll give you proper medical attention. So she's basically denying everything about, being involved with the murder, but she's asking the right questions in terms of, were you involved with your husband's father? Were you angry at him that he wanted to end the affair and that's why you killed him? And Sharon just doesn't know what to do in the situation. But before getting taken away to her cell, Nancy is asking for help. Tell Sam I'm sorry. Figure out a way to give me a lawyer. And as she's being taken out, she screams at Richard from across the room. And Sharon comes over and she doesn't know what to do about this situation. It's like, well, Miss Nancy asked me if I could get a lawyer, but I don't have any money. Could you help out? I don't have any money. What? She spent it all. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to go back to the house and try to clean that mess up. Well, you don't have to do that, Sharon. But, she leaves anyway. That's when Sam approaches Richard and reassures him that this, everything he did is going to stick. So just go home and get some rest. So we go over to the White House residency, and Hunter is talking with Agent Isaac. For the life of me, I do not remember this dude's name. I just remember him as Paris from Sisters. It's been so long since the Oval has been in my mind that I completely forgot his name. But yeah, Agent Isaac. They pretty much do what everybody else does this episode. They just sit around and talk, basically. So, who do you think we can trust? Nobody. What do you think they're doing down there? Probably organizing a strike team. Yep. Felt like King of the Hill. But Isaac gives him a bulletproof vest, saying you're probably going to need this sooner than later. And of course, he's whining about being caged up like an animal, and he needs that good. He wants coke and a piece of Priscilla's behind. And they discuss whether her allegiance is on their side or Eli's side. But Hunter correctly states she's on her side. Her only allegiance is to the White House. And with her dedication, maybe she can prove essential to our cause, so to speak. Then we switch over to the Oval, where Eli's talking to Agent Kane, wanting to see Victoria, but it's like, nah, it's not a good look if I go to the bedroom. So can we get an agent or someone to go get her and bring her to me so we can talk? And he's like, well, I'll try to find Sam. Now from there, Bobby brings Simone back to her place, and dang, I will admit, that was one plus of the episode. Simone, man, I forgot how fine she was. Anyway, she's trying to get it on with Bobby, who mentions like, what are you doing, man? I'm just seeing, because remember you got a wire? Actually, I got rid of that wire a while ago. Then what were you trying to do? Seeing if you were trying to get up to something. So he actually has some willpower and leaves her. So that's when Donald calls Alan as he's on his way home. And that's the theme of both this episode and the next one. When do these people sleep? And how much sleep do they get? It's next to none. Because we see some of these individuals come to the White House before the crack of dawn. And even if they do happen to leave in the mid to late afternoon, they get called back in for something. And then they leave at like 2 in the morning. And then it's like, well, I got to go right back in 3 hours. What? Okay. So he gets a call to stop at a bar because there's a person who's going to give him basically it's a contact to pass some intel along, because remember, Donald is quote unquote suspended from the White House for the time being. At least I think so. I forgot. Look, sue me. I forgot. It's been a while. But I just know that he has been relieved of his position, so to speak. But he wants to know what Alan might have seen or heard while Donald wasn't at the White House. And speaking of late, it is 3:15 a.m. So I'm sorry if I'm sounding kind of sleepy right now. So yeah, just stop at this bar. That's a point of contact. And then Lily comes downstairs again. I forgot how fine she was. The character is annoying, but Sierra is fine. So, he's like, wait, are you drinking? What? You shouldn't be drinking. You're taking those painkillers. Look, I know you're just trying to kill me anyway, so I might as well be numb. And that's when Kyle comes over. They taunt, the Kyle and Donald kissing thing. Lily doesn't care, and I don't care either. But as soon as Lily goes upstairs, he wants to, tap Jason in. I believe that means, have either put tabs on him, listen into his conversations, because he doesn't trust him. And he might be the link to ensuring that Sam isn't on their side, since we know Jason wants to bring them all down anyway. So from there, Donald sends him on his way. We go back to the Oval Office. Sam comes in, and that's when Kane mentions that, wait, I thought you weren't here. And Eli's like, wait, I thought that was right. Agent Kane is sent away. And Sam is like, well, no, you can't really trust him. I was here, sir. Well, I asked for you. Yeah, nobody passed that information along to me. So then the conversation turns to the Victoria, like, how long have you two been involved in this, that, and the third? This is kind of where the episode lost me, because of the fact that there is no way in the world. It has been months that have passed by in this show. No way at all. Unless we've you know what? I'm not even going to. So he gives the dates for when he and Victoria messed around. July 8th and then again on August 8th. So you're telling me there was a full month between Victoria going down on Sam in her bathroom, and then a month later was when they had sex in the yellow room? Oh my God. This makes no sense. This makes no freaking sense at all. But yeah, he writes it all down saying like, oh, well, this is integral information we can use to bring down the administration because of the fact that, oh yeah, Sam does mention, yeah, Priscilla and I were going through a rough patch, no sex, I was weak, but there's nothing going on between me and Victoria now. And he mentions that the National Guard is coming and he sends Sam home to get some rest. Victoria comes in, wants to know what they're talking about, tries to block Sam from leaving, but he eventually leaves. And he fills her in on the detail about the strike team, and we go over to the bar. And another thing that saves this episode, the fine women are what saved this episode, and by saved I mean makes me not want to give it a negative score. Alan's there and Rachel comes in, and I was right, she was the same woman from the White House that Alan chewed out earlier that day, who Kyle said was a test. So that should have been Alan's indication, hey, maybe I shouldn't trust this chick. And here we find the classic TV movie trope of a woman with the tied up hair and glasses looking all studious, but they're a total babe hottie when they don't have those things on. I'm not going to lie. It's the studious look that does it for me, but nobody asked for that. So simply put, there's a conversation that makes it seem like, wait, is she the contact? Is she not the contact? Are they flirting? I don't know. All right. So after some back and forth banter, he agrees to buy her a drink. And we will pick up with them in the next episode. Trust and believe we will. So we go back over to Richard and Nancy's house, and Sharon is cleaning up the mess and asks about the lawyer situation. Richard's like, I have no money. There's nothing I can do about it. So she keeps saying, like, I know Miss Nancy didn't do it. How do you know that? I just, Miss Nancy, this isn't like her. So what were you talking to Dale about? Huh? Dale? Where is Dale? I don't know. Where did he get a new car? Mr. Richard, what's going on? Like, what did he tell you? He didn't tell me anything. Well, you got his phone number? Yeah. Text to me right now. Okay, fine. Here you go. I'm going to my sister's house. So Richard's paranoid. And I guess as Sharon is going from the outside of Richard's house, I mean, well, it did seem like she was going to her car, so I guess this van had been waiting for her to make a move. She's on the phone with Dale, and Dale's being instructed to lay low. Yeah, side note, Dale is in this episode voice only, and in the next episode, he's physically in the show. So, yeah, Dale's here. He's told to lay low because Nancy got arrested. He's like, what? And Richard's asking about you. I'm at a friend's house for the night. So yeah, just keep it low profile. So then Sharon gets, tossed into the back of a van, which we will cover at the beginning of the next episode. Oh, side note, this episode review is longer than 10 minutes. Who would have thunk? So we go over to Max and Alonzo at the White House, and Max says, yeah, I'm leaving, but I'm coming back at 5. So you heard from Bobby? No, sir. And that's when he calls Bobby and already, speculates exactly what you're doing. Okay, so you said you brought the first lady home. Let me guess, you're standing outside contemplating whether or not to go in. You got a problem. And I forgot, he's a sexaholic. Just like I'm a sockaholic. I got too many socks. Who cares? But then he talks about how you need to meet me at the bar. They have their back and forth banter, and that's what they do later in the next episode. Finally, Jason and Agent Isaac talk. Hunter wants to see his son. Jason says no. Hey, what are you? Who are you? I'm the best of the best. Well, where are your men at? I don't know. You got the tunnels covered? Yes, sir. And it's like, tell my dad I don't want to talk to him. Okay, so then Jason goes to a secret compartment. Yeah, basically there's a secret, like a fake wall in his bedroom closet that I believe leads into those tunnels. And that's the episode. Yeah, folks, this was a dud. It was. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.